don't shop for anything on Capitol Street. Let's let the merchants down on Capitol Street feel the economic pinch. Let me say this to you. I had one merchant to call me, and he said, I want you to know that I've talked to my national office today, and they want me to tell you that we don't need nigger business. Stores that help to support the White Citizens Council, the council that is dedicated to keeping you and I second-class citizens. So let us not trade at these stores. Let's urge our friends, our relatives, our neighbors not to trade at these stores. Now, finally, ladies and gentlemen, and this is final, we'll be demonstrating here until freedom comes to Negroes here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Peace and love. Welcome back to the Hope, the HOPE, helping our people elevate. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. To my returning viewers, as I always say, welcome back, family. Around here, we tell the truth, raw, unfiltered, and rooted in history. Today, we're talking about a man whose name should be just as known as Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. A man who gave everything for the fight for freedom. Medgar Evers. Let's get into it. Peace and love, family.
On behalf of Akuno Sankofa Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We're trying to help our people elevate. Hope. HOPE. We're giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We're gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Yeah. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate and seeking knowledge, make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day, make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that, my flesh can pass away.
Medgar was born in Decatur, Mississippi in 1925. If you know anything about Mississippi during that time, you know it wasn't built for black men to succeed. It was built to break them. But Medgar wasn't that kind of break. At 18, he joined the U.S. Army and went off to fight in World War II. He put his life on the line overseas, only to come back home and still be treated like a second-class citizen. Couldn't vote, couldn't use the same bathrooms or eat at the same lunch counters as white folks. He fought Hitler's army, but came home to Jim Crow. So he'd go to work, he joined the NAACP and became the first field secretary in Mississippi. But you got to understand, this wasn't a title that made him a target. Medgar organized protests. He registered black voters when the system made it damn near impossible. He investigated lynches and racial violence when police looked the other way, or worse, where they were the ones behind it. He fought for justice for Emmett Till. He spoke up when others were too afraid, and every single day, he knew he could be killed for it. On June 12, 1963, it happened. Medgar had just gotten home from a meeting. He stepped out of his car, walking towards his house, holding a stack of t-shirts that said, "Jim Crow must go." And from across the street, a white supremacist named Byron Della Beckwith raised a rifle and shot him in the back. Medgar collapsed in front of his home. His wife, Merle, and their children inside, they ran to him, but it was too late. He was just 37 years old. Della Beckwith was arrested, but Mississippi wasn't ready to convict a white man for killing a black hero. 2 all-white jurors, 2 mistrials, and he walked free. It wasn't until 1994, over 3 decades later, when justice came. Thanks to Medgar Evers, who never gave up, never stopped fighting, he finally was convicted. Medgar didn't get to see the Civil Rights Act, but the work he did and the sacrifices that he made helped make it possible. There's a university named after him. There are memorials and tributes, but the real legacy is the courage to fight when the odds are stacked against you. It's the voice that says, "I know the risk, but I'm standing anyway." That was Medgar Evers. Listen, you don't have to be loud to be powerful. You just have to be committed. Medgar wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing freedom. And if his story moved you, don't just let it sit with you. Say his name, share his story, live his courage. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment if you learned anything. Let me know who else you would like to shine light on. And remember, around here we honor the truth, we respect our ancestors, and we never forget the ones who paved the way. Much love. Until next time, peace and love, family.
In late May, Evers had opened a full-scale direct action campaign against the almost total segregation of this city. This was a switch from the previous emphasis on court action. The movement lacked mass support from the city's 50,000 Negroes. Sit-in demonstrators at a lunch counter were doused with mustard and ketchup the first day. A white demonstrator and 2 Negroes were beaten. Jackson police used this violence as justification for instant arrest during later demonstrations. Policemen occasionally clubbed demonstrators and used a variety of other tactics designed to break their spirit. Negro prison trustees were often used to carry demonstrators into paddy wagons, as when the white chaplain from predominantly Negro Tougaloo College was arrested while leading a prayer meeting on the steps of the post office. Teenagers arrested during one protest march were loaded into new garbage trucks and taken to a makeshift compound set up at the state fairgrounds. The city had converted fair buildings into temporary prisons before, during the Freedom Rise, as a measure of confidence in its ability to contain demonstrations. The executive secretary of the NAACP, Roy Wilkins, came to Jackson and joined Evers on a picket line one Saturday afternoon. They were promptly arrested. A state court injunction against demonstrations stalled but did not stop the desegregation campaign. Then, Evers was murdered. The fatal bullet was fired from a vacant lot across the street from Evers' home, crashing through his body and through the window of his home. Evers, who considered himself a soldier in the cause for human rights, had said he was ready to die for that cause. He died a soldier's death. As a veteran of World War II, he was buried in Arlington National Cemetery.